charges have been dropped against Empire actor Jussie Smollett stemming from accusations he staged an alleged early morning hate crime attack against him on a Chicago sidewalk in January, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office confirms to People. After reviewing all the facts and circumstances of the case, including Mr. Smollett's volunteer service in the community and agreement to forfeit his bond to the city of Chicago, we believe this outcome is a just disposition and appropriate resolution to this case, reads the statement from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office obtained by People. Get push notifications with news, features and more. Following you'll get the latest updates on this topic in your browser notifications. The state's attorney's office did not immediately respond to People's inquiry on whether prosecutors believe Smollett staged the attack. The Chicago Police Department had no comment. Smollett's attorneys, Tina Glandian and Patricia Brown-Holmes, released a statement to People saying, "Today, all criminal charges against Jussie Smollett were dropped and his record has been wiped clean of the filing of this tragic complaint against him." The statement added, Jussie was attacked by two people he was unable to identify on January 29. He was a victim who was vilified and made to appear as a perpetrator as a result of false and inappropriate remarks made to the public, causing an inappropriate rush to judgment. Jussie and many others were hurt by these unfair and unwarranted actions, it continued. This entire situation is a reminder that there should never be an attempt to prove a case in the court of public opinion. This is wrong. It is a reminder that the victim, in this case Jussie, deserves dignity and respect. Dismissal of charges against the victim in this case was the only just result. Smollett adamantly maintained innocence. Smollett earlier had pleaded not guilty to allegations that he lied to police when he said he was attacked by two men in what authorities later claimed was a staged incident to draw attention to himself. Smollett, 36, was arrested February 20, about 3 weeks after the alleged incident initially portrayed by the gay and black actor as a hate crime. He later was indicted on 16 counts of disorderly conduct for making false reports. Smollett and his legal team previously said they had planned an aggressive defense, according to his attorneys Todd Pugh and Victor Henderson. Jussie adamantly maintains his innocence, even if law enforcement has robbed him of that presumption, his attorney, Mark Geragos, said in a statement released to People after those indictments were announced. It was not immediately clear what had changed in Smollett's defense strategy. Smollett claimed to police that he'd been physically attacked on the street in his downtown Chicago neighborhood around on January 29 by two black-clad, masked men who used racist and homophobic slurs, doused him with an unknown chemical substance, and left him with a rope around his neck. To be perfectly honest, from the very beginning we had questions, Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson said at a news conference after Smollett had been charged. Smollett claimed to police that he'd been physically attacked on the street in his downtown Chicago neighborhood around on January 29 by two black-clad, masked men who used racist and homophobic slurs, doused him with an unknown chemical substance, and left him with a rope around his neck. "To be perfectly honest, from the very beginning we had questions," Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson said at a news conference after Smollett had been charged. Jussie Smollett allegedly paid $3,500 to stage attack because he was unhappy WTH salary. Police two brothers who were acquaintances of the actor, Abimbola Abel and Olabinjo Ola Osendero, later issued a public apology for their role in the staged attack, expressing tremendous regret for their actions, according to a statement from their attorney. Two brothers, Abimbola Abel and Olabinjo Ola Osendero, later issued a public apology for their role in the staged attack, expressing tremendous regret for their actions, according to a statement from their attorney. The brothers who allegedly helped stage the attack on Jussie Smollett issue apology. "My clients have tremendous regret over their involvement in this situation, and they understand how it has impacted people across the nation, particularly minority communities and especially those who have been victims of hate crimes themselves," the statement read. Their attorney later said the check they received was meant to cover both the attack and personal training services for Smollett. They also allegedly received $100 from Smollett to buy the ski masks, rope and gloves they were to use in the alleged attack. The brothers have not been charged. The brothers had been seen on surveillance footage the night of the incident and later questioned by police, who arrested the men but soon released them after they admitted their alleged participation and pointed the blame back at Smollett. Smollett allegedly shouted racist, homophobic and political statements. Interviewed at Northwestern Hospital after the alleged attack, Smollett claimed he'd been beaten by two men who shouted racial, homophobic and political statements at him, hung a noose around his neck, threw bleach at him, and then fled on foot, Police Commander Edward Woodnicki told reporters last month. Police reviewed hundreds of hours of video from surveillance cameras in the area, starting with those focused on the street near the reported incident. The alleged attack itself was not captured, but police quickly obtained and shared images of two men that we believed were the likely offenders, he said. Authorities were able, via surveillance video and witness accounts, to backtrack the men's movements to a ride-share service whose pay account revealed their identities. Police then discovered that the two men had traveled to O'Hare Airport and left the country using round-trip tickets to Nigeria, with a scheduled return to Chicago on February 13. The interim allowed police to issue more than 50 search warrants and subpoenas for phone and other records that showed the men had been in contact with Smollett, including 1 hour before the alleged attack, 1 hour afterward, and while they were out of the country, said Johnson. Police met and arrested the men upon their return. But after the men requested an attorney, Gloria Schmidt, she came to us, and after speaking with these two people of interest, she said that something smelled fishy, said Woodnicki. She came to me and said, "You really need to talk to these guys. I'm going to allow them to give you a video interview with us present, and we're going to have you hear their story. They are not offenders, they're victims." Woodnicki added, "It was at this time that this investigation started to spin in a completely new direction. If Smollett had been tried and found guilty of falsifying a police report, the Class 4 felony carried a potential sentence of up to 3 years in prison." After being arrested and quickly posting a bond that allowed his release from jail last month, Smollett returned to the Chicago set of Empire, the Fox drama in which he stars as main character Jamal Lyon. Family, our son and brother is an innocent man. Smollett's family released a statement obtained by People, which said, "Our son and brother is an innocent man whose name and character has been unjustly smeared." Jussie is a son, a brother, a partner, a champion for human rights, and a genuine soul who would never be capable of what he was falsely accused of. He was the victim of an assault and then falsely blamed for his own attack. This morning truth has prevailed and he has been vindicated. All charges have been dismissed and his record expunged, cleared. The painful incidents we've witnessed him endure over the past 7 weeks have been heartbreaking and unjust to say the least. While many were quick to rush to judgment before hearing the actual truth, we are grateful that the truth about Jussie has come to light. We look forward to bringing the real perpetrators to justice. We thank God and our village for standing by us during this trying time.